Hey, what's up? On my way to Wright Patman for the second National Professional Fishing League tournament. I'm already a day late. I'm not going to be there. But anyway, the thought occurred to me, while practicing, because I've been in a number of tournaments this year so far, and to be more efficient in practice, to utilize tools that we have nowadays. One of the things an unexpected tool is the GoPro. And you don't have to be a YouTuber or, make videos or whatnot for it to, or save as memories. You don't have to do any of that to utilize it in your fishing. And what I mean by that is it's effective it's like film footage in football. Like, you can go back and see, one, mechanically what you do wrong and right. But two, when you're going through, especially in practice, spots or scenarios in a lake, you can recall what was going on at that time. This Grand Lake was a perfect example. Going through so many different docks, eventually I was like, man, I know I marked this on my fish finder a certain way, but I can't quite recall exactly how I approached it and what I was actually doing there. So while going through some footage, I was like, oh yeah, I went that way. I went on this side. I took a cast at this angle with this bait. It allows you to go through and really systematically analyze what you did during practice or what you even did in the tournament. So, thirdly, you go back now, I'm keeping these videos in a file so I can go back if I have another tournament. It's like, okay, this is what they were doing. I'm pulling fish up too. You can also look at fish. And this is what another thing I was, really looking at. I was like, okay, I pulled this fish and I might be tired, at certain times of the day after a long day of practice. It's like, man, you're just wiped out. But if you have that camera going on later on, you have a little breather, you can take a look at it, and you can see things that you might not recognize at the time that you catch that fish. And what I mean by that, well, one, yeah, you can look at weather patterns or just those little angles that you had, but also the state of the fish. Certain areas of the lake, or certain times of the year, the fish are going to be in different stages, though. You might catch one that's pre-spawn. You might not even occur to you at the time. You think you caught a good fish or whatever, but later on you're like, okay, well, over here I noticed a difference in the way the fish are. These fish are lighter, they're bigger, they're size-wise too, but also, their tails are intact or whatnot. Over here, there's a bloody tail, this part of the lake. Even though the water, you have a lot of factors that you can then take into account that normally, back in the day, I'd just be able to memorize this stuff. But when you get into, I want to say monotonous, but when you get into a lake that you're hitting so many things or you're spending so much time in practice, is good. One, you could either do this in a notebook, but having the video evidence is a really good recall mechanism. So you can go back and look at what you did. And like I said, it's just similar to any other sport where you have tape of, one, yourself, and two, the competition. In this case, it's you and the fish and the conditions. So you can actually go back. You can even see what you did with the lures. And I noticed that. So to wrap it up, because this is going to be quick, but if you've ever been in if you're in law enforcement in the military, you ever been in some kind of combat situation, or if you're in rodeo, that's another good one, where that first initial contact or that first time you go out of the gate, or whatever it is, you usually sometimes, and this happens to me in fishing, that's why I'm relating it to that, where you kind of forget what just happened the first 2 seconds. You're in a blackout state, and it's just training that kind of takes over. And that happens to me a lot when I get a fish to bite. When I'm going through, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, but then I get a bite and I don't really recognize it. So on the tape, I can go back, or on the footage, I see what I was doing. Okay, well, that was a kind of that I was hopping it, I was just barely dragging, I was actually dead sticking it. It helps me go back through and see exactly what I was doing. And I'm just now starting to utilize this because I've just really put in the time to film stuff. But I'm seeing it as a valuable tool. So if you're like me and you're practicing, you're putting in a lot of hours practicing, and you're kind of sometimes forgetting, or it's all becoming kind of monotonous, it's good to actually just film yourself. Even if you, like I said, even if you don't put it on some kind of social media platform, and you just want to keep it for yourself, or maybe it's a good excuse to keep videos of yourself just for posterity, I guess. But at the same time, that's how I would keep my records of lakes now. That's how I'm starting to, is these videos. And I've started with this Grand. and Eufaula. So next time I go back, anytime similar to the year, I'm going to go back through there. Not only you can look at other people's stuff, and now mine's on YouTube, so you can look at it too, but there's other things that I didn't put in there that I can check out. But it helps out for yourself and dialing in information, so you can put in like a file and also put in the conditions or whatnot. But anyway, like I said, on the right, Patman, if you want to follow it, the TMPFL or this channel, I'll have some videos up on it. Probably do some post-practice stuff instead of filming practice, because I'm running out of storage space because I still haven't done my grand videos. And then I'll be filming the actual tournament. But anyway, like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.